Hello friends and welcome back. If you're new to my channel, my name is Andrea and this is Dessert First. Today I'm going to show you how to make a vanilla chai spiced pear galette. Now a galette and a crostata are basically the same thing. A galette is just French and a crostata is Italian. Now for here in the States, a lot of times I see this referred to as a rustic tart. Although traditionally a tart is made in a tart pan where you have an actual, pan with sides on it to hold everything in, where a galette and a crostata are made without a pan. So we're going to make a sauce for this one, kind of a caramely chai sauce. That we will pour over the pears. And for the crust, instead of a traditional pie crust, which is usually used, I'm going to use my kringle dough, and you can find that recipe in the Baking Basics playlist, and I will link that up here for you as well. All right, let's get started. All right, so we're gonna make kind of our caramel sauce, and we're not really looking to make a true caramel sauce, really just caramely, because I want to add some chai to it, but I really want the chai to be able to kind of bloom and have more flavor. So it really needs something to kind of get that going. So I've got a small saucepan here, and I'm going to add a half a cup of lightly packed brown sugar, and this is just light brown sugar. And I'm going to turn the fire on here, but we're going to go kind of low, and then I'm going to add a tablespoon of butter, and then I'm also going to add just a pinch of salt. If you're using salted butter, then you can skip the pinch of salt. My butter today is unsalted, so I went on ahead and added a second tablespoon of butter. So we've got this melted, so we really just want to kind of let it kind of bubble a bit. So we want to get it really hot. And I've got it on low because we don't want it to burn. So it's been just a couple of minutes. You can tell that it's getting thicker. So at this point, I want to shut the heat off, and then I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of heavy cream. And I went on ahead and pulled my pan up off of the heat just to get all that heat right off of there. Okay. Now at this point, we're going to go ahead and add some vanilla. So I'm going to add a teaspoon of vanilla. And then we're going to add some chai spice. What I have is a chai spice that you just add to like hot water if you're making a chai tea. So you just add it to your hot water. So it's like an instant. So I found this brand on Amazon. It had really good reviews. I've used it in some other dishes, and it's actually pretty good. Or you can make your own chai spice. So I'm going to start off with a teaspoon. And we're just going to mix this. So I've sprinkled some flour onto my counter here, and I got the kringle dough out of the fridge. I cut it in half because we only need half of it. So I'm going to sit that there, sprinkle a little bit of flour on it, and it's really cold. Our caramely sauce is just sitting there kind of cooling down, and I do have the oven preheated to 350 degrees. So we're just gonna roll this, and then I've got a sheet tray with some parchment on it. At this point, we're just going to try to transfer this onto that tray. Now, I've already peeled and sliced my pears, and pears are like apples. They will turn brown. I did pour some lemon juice on them, but they still browned up way faster than apples do. So this was 3 pears. I used the Anjou pears because they tend to be a little sweeter, I think. So they were a good size here. So I used 3 of those, and then I just sliced them fairly thin. And I'm just going to dump those into this bowl. And I am going to just take about a tablespoon of flour on that. And then I'm just going to toss them. And then I'm just going to dump these into the center. Now you could, if you wanted to take the time, you could line these up and fan them out and make this, really pretty design. I'm just going to go for a very basic rustic feel. So I'm just going to dump them in. I don't want to take the time to do that. So, and now I'm just going to take the dough and we're just going to pull it over like so. There we go. A little bit of a tear there. All right. And then our caramely sauce here, we are just going to pour all over. All right, and for our last step, I'm going to take a whole egg, and then we're just going to do an egg wash over the crust here. Step, we're going to add, if I can get the lid off, there we go. We're going to add some raw sugar, coarse sugar. There we go. You can just sprinkle a little on top there too. All right, so we're gonna bake this at 350 degrees for about 30 to 35 minutes. All right, so our chai spice galette, pear galette, chai spice pear galette is out of the oven. I've let it cool for probably an hour. You might want it a little darker on the crust, so I would just bump that temp up to 375, and that way you'll get a little more of a golden look to it. But so this is set and cooled, and I'm going to box it up and take it to an event and I think it's going to be quite delicious with some homemade ice cream. So if you enjoyed this video and like to see more, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Go ahead and share it, like it, and leave me a comment if you have any questions. Until next time, friends.